to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to tell you something that not a lot of golf coaches will tell you on videos about how to get some height out of the bunkers. Now, we always hear about opening the club face, opening the stance, swinging it from out to in and almost like slicing across the ball to create more spin and to create more height. But today I'm going to be showing you how we work the hands and how we can maintain the loft on the club face through this shot. So very often we get into a bunker, and how often is it as well we short side ourselves. This is a horrible little shot. You may be able to tell I'm looking right up at you, so I'm around about 8 feet down. The lip of the bunker is very, very high, and I've got to get this golf ball up in the air very, very quickly. Oh, pretty tasty shot. I've got to get this golf ball up in the air very, very quickly. So I've got to be able to use the loft on the club face. I've got to be able to add loft on the club face as well. So the two things I'm going to do to make sure I can do that, I'm not going to open my stance. I am going to open the club face, so that's not even going to be counted because a lot of people do that anyway. So we're going to open the club face a little bit. I'm not going to bother with my stance too much. Now I'm going to get my right hand, for right-handed golfers, I'm going to weaken this right hand. I'm going to get the right hand more over the top of the grip, okay? Because what that does, it gives me more movement in my hands to open that club face on the way back, all right? So if I can open the club face on the way back, I get the toe of the club maybe pointing slightly to the right as I look at it, all right? So as I go back, I get the club face hinging and rolling. So I'm actually opening the club face even more through impact. And now one of the key things I'm going to try and make sure I do to make sure I can add the loft through the ball is I'm going to work the club face back up so the face actually points back at me after I've hit the shot. What I see far too often is golfers playing this like a normal golf shot. So yeah, you open the club face, you open the stance, give it the big swing, but then as you come through the shot, see a lot of club face rotation through the ball. And we don't want to see rotation because what that's doing is helping neutralize the face. Sometimes even in some instances, close the club face. We don't want to close the club face. I actually want to release my hands in a completely different way than I would normally release them. So one of the really good drill is to stand in the bunker, take your setup, weaken that right hand, just pull the club back a little bit, scoop some sand onto the face and keep it on the face. So now you'll see if I pull the wrist upwards, I can now keep the sand on the face and I can flick it back to myself. Now be careful, don't flick it in your face. We don't want to do that, okay? So make sure as you're coming into the sand, you feel that little flick there. So I've got the club face working up. Also, this is doing two things. This is helping me use the bounce of the club as well. So underneath the club face, I'm using the bounce, which I've spoke about in previous videos. Massively important to use it while you're chipping, even more so in here, because if we start to roll the club face, start to rotate the club face, which is a very common fault, the leading edge will dig. If this leading edge digs, then that's just going to go straight into the ground. Club face is going to turn. Ball will come out very, very low, or not at all. You may notice I'm literally sweating from my eyeballs. Today is like 70% humidity. I've been stood out, I've literally come from, this is the first hole. I've come from the academy to here and I am drenched. All right, this is brutal. Okay, so I've just been doing a lesson yesterday on this very exact subject, making sure that the client could actually just flip the club face up, get the sand up into the air, not that standard roll and pulling it round to the left. So play with a bit of sand, yeah? Get into your local bunker, get onto your local golf course and get into the bunker. This heat's doing all sorts to my head. Okay, so as you come in, I'm going to make sure we get the loft working up. See the face there pointing straight back at me? It's going to help me. I've got the weaker grip, weight forward in my left side, and ball's popped up. And the club face, look, is pointing at me. Ah, another good shot, to be fair. That's pretty tasty. Okay, so going back for a couple of the fundamentals that we're going to be looking at, I really want to see this left foot flared out. I probably do it on quite a lot of videos, but it's so good for the majority of us golfers to be able to turn through the ball. I've got super tight hip flexors, okay? It hurts to go past here. So trying to swing at speed and get into that position is always going to be pretty difficult. So the opening of the left foot helps, okay? Now also what I want to see is a lot more weight over this left knee and into this left foot as well, really working into that position. Because once we're into that position, then we can rotate, we can get that left hip turning through the shot. So body weight onto that left side. I'm gonna work the club face back down, get the club face pointing back at me on the way through. Loads of height, good balanced follow through position, weight more into my left side as well. One of the key things to be careful of as well, remember we want to create loft, so we're using the hands to help create loft. Spine angle is a key one as well, just making sure we're here. We don't want to be pushing down into this direction. We don't want to be trying to dig, because obviously we talk a lot about getting the club face under the golf ball, sliding it under to help create height in the bunker. But we don't want to do that by driving down, just as much as we don't want to be doing that by trying to lean the upper body back to create the height. We're actually really just using the hands to create height. That's why golfers, when you see it on TV, the best players in the world, they go, oh, he's got amazing hands. That's what this is. They weren't born with amazing hands. They weren't born and then the doctor went, oh, by the way, it's a boy. Oh, he's got amazing hands. It doesn't happen. He's got to learn it. It's got to be learned, okay? So amazing hands can be learned, okay? How we use the club face through the ball, using the bounce, left foot open, weight forward into that left side, slightly weaker grip, and then using those amazing hands that we've learned. And up we go again. Yeah, I've never been so consistent, to be honest. Okay, so I hope this tip helps, guys. Go and give it a try. Start off with a very simple drill, just by weakening the trail hand, so the right hand for right-handed golfers, and just scoop some sand up, and then scoop it back at yourself. Okay, and that way you just get to feel that's the wrist angle working this way, not rotating and hinging. It's working upwards. I would always say that the knuckles are working back up towards the body, but the easy one I think is just kind of dictating where that club face is during the swing. And once you've done that, you can then get a feeling of what an open, more lofted club face can do for the golf ball, particularly in this sort of situation when you've got loads of bunker to clear or loads of height to clear and a short-sided pin as well. So guys, if you've enjoyed this tip, I think just for the sheer, I can't even speak anymore. I think just for the sheer heat, please do hit that like button. Also subscribe to the channel. If you're even on Facebook, follow me on Carter's Golf Facebook. Videos coming out Monday, Wednesday and Friday. But you know what? We're gonna finish this one. And I'm gonna hold this, you know? I'm gonna hold it, okay? So weight on my left side, weaken the right hand grip. Oh my God. Oh, it's just taken the break. It's the closest one so far, about 4 feet. Pretty good. All right, guys, I enjoyed that. See you again.